Okay, naririnig naman ako, no? Sige, let's start. Let's start with, let's start with triangle inequality. So, sa triangle inequality, meron tayong tatlong theorems, yung hinge theorem or side angle side inequality. You also have yung converse nito, converse of hinge theorem, or side inequality. And we have yung triangle inequality theorem. Okay, so, ano yung hinge theorem? Wait lang, i-admit ko lang ito mga humahabol. Okay, hinge theorem is when you have two sides, kaya S inequality. So, two sides of a triangle are congruent to two sides of another triangle. So, let's say we have this and this. Okay, so two sides nitong triangle na to is congruent to the two sides ng triangle na to. Ang sinasabi ng SAS inequality is that if yung included angle nito, okay, and this one, let's say this is A, this is B. So if angle A is less than the measure of angle B, it follows na yung side opposite. So let's say this is CD and this is EF. Side opposite that angle, CD, is also less than yung opposite naman sa larger angle, which is EF. Okay? So, ang sinasabi naman, so dito, ang meron kang given is dalawang pairs ng equal size. Okay? Pagdating naman sa SSS inequality or yung converse nung ito, if given ka na two congruent, baliktad ba? Ayan. If given ka ng two congruent sides, and then meron kang third side, okay, which is CD and EF, if CD is less than EF, it follows na yung opposite angle niya, which is angle A, is also less than yung opposite angle ng third side nitong other triangle, which is angle B. Okay? So, kung mapapansin nyo, ito yung if then, ito naman yung if then. So, converse lang sila ng each other. Kaya it follows dito sa triangle inequality theorem, ang sinasabi lang yan is that, nakuha naman ba ito? Walang questions dito, no? Given ka ng two sides na congruent, tapos itong hinge theorem, ang other given mo is an angle. Dito naman sa converse ang other given mo is a side. Then you can say something about the angle. Dito naman given ka ng angle, you can say something about the third side. Okay, ano naman yung triangle inequality theorem? Sa triangle inequality theorem naman, any side of a triangle should be less than the sum of the two other sides and more than the difference of the two other sides. So, ibig sabihin, if we have, so any triangle to, so hindi na sila related. So, let's look at this triangle. So, triangle 1, Okay, let's say piliin natin yung side AC. Concerned tayo with, or i-label na lang natin sila ulit. This is side A, opposite of angle A. This is side C, and this is side D. Ang side A natin should be less than the sum, so that's A plus D, but dapat greater than the difference nila. So let's write absolute value. Absolute value of D minus C, or in short, whichever is longer sa other side. Okay, so subtract nyo sila. Nakuha ba yun? So similarly dito, let's consider triangle 2. Okay, so ito side B, kasi opposite angle B, side E, side F. Dito naman, let's say, concerned tayo with with side E. Ang measure or ang length nitong side E should be less than sa sum ng B and F. Okay, but greater than sa difference nilang dalawa, B minus F. Okay, magkamukha yung B and F. Sorry. Actually, medyo na-discuss ko na ito briefly. Gusto ko lang balikan para makapag-example tayo. Okay, no question sa sa tatlong theorems na to. Let's look at example. So, ano yung mga common problems na related dito or questions? Okay, so for example, if you're given... Okay, ito mo yan. Question on triangle inequality theorem. Okay. 6, 8, 10. Can this be a side of a triangle? How do we know? We can check by selecting any actually. Pero usually ako pinipili ko yung biggest na or longest na side. So 10 should be less than the sum. So 6 plus 8. Pero dapat greater than the difference. So 8 minus 6. 8 minus 6, that's 2. 6 plus 8, that's 14. So tama naman, di ba? Greater than 2 siya, but less than 14. So itong combination ng side lengths can form a certain triangle. How about this one? Okay, how about this one? So again, longest side, let's choose 3.2. It should be less than sum ng other two sides, 1.2 plus 2, but greater than sa difference ng two sides, 1.2 minus 2. Ito 0.8, 3.2, 1.2 plus 2.2, that's equal to 3.2. So equal siya, hindi siya less than. So ibig sabihin, this one can't form a triangle. Okay? Ito hindi pwede. Ito pwede. What else? What if we're given with this? Find the length of the third side of a triangle if the other two sides are 8 and 11. Okay, so dito, hindi mo naman masasolve yung exact length niya. Pero meron kang range na makukuha. And syempre, pagdating sa college entrance test, may choices ka naman. So, pwedeng yung choices mo is a range ng length or pwede namang specific number siya. And then, among those options, isa lang yung nagsasatisfy ng condition or ng range na masasolve mo. So, here, how do we solve for the range? Same lang yun sa kanina. So, let's say find length x. Ang possible values niya is between sum ng other two sides, so that's 8 plus 11. And then, difference ng other two sides. So 11 minus 8, that's 3x, 8 plus 11, that's 19. Okay, so ang smallest possible value niya would be 3.00000, kung ilang zero man yan, 1. Okay, pwedeng yun yung value ng x mo. And then yung largest possible niya would be 18 point, anything that's smaller than this. So 9, 9, 9, 9, and so on. Okay, yun yung largest possible value niya. Pero again guys, hindi siya pwedeng equal sa 3, hindi rin siya pwedeng equal sa 19. Okay, so yun yung answer natin. Possible values niya would be between 3 and 19. Okay, may questions ba dito? Pag may questions guys, sa chat lang ah. And sabihin nyo rin kapag nawala ako bigla. Ay, hindi makita. Ito, yung sinulat ko, yung largest possible value niya would be 18.999. Tapos paulit-ulit yung 9. Basta as long as hindi equal sa 19. So, dapat x is not equal to 3. Ito hindi siya pwedeng value. Hindi siya pwedeng equal to 19. Or, hindi siya pwedeng less than 3. Hindi rin siya pwedeng greater than 19. Okay? Kasi dapat pasok na sa range na yan. Okay, so try to answer this one. What could be the value of x? Okay, I'll give you like 30 seconds to answer this one. What could be the value of x here? Okay, anyone? Ano yung sagot niyo dito? Okay, so here, ang gawin natin, parang 41 yung ilagay natin sa gitna. 41 should be less than the sum of the other two sides. So that's x plus x. We have here an isosceles triangle, right? And greater than yung difference nilang dalawa. Okay? So this is just equal to 0, 41, and this one is 2x. So pwede natin ito i-drop kasi greater than 0 naman. And alam naman natin na non-zero yung x natin dapat. So i-drop na natin yan. We have 41 is less than 2x. Divide both sides by 2. We have here 20.5 is less than x. Or, ang x natin, is greater than 20.5. Okay? Nakuha ba? Any number na greater than 20.5. Sipin nyo na lang, pwedeng ganyan. 41 lang yan, 41 din to, or pwedeng maliit siya, pero 41 yung base niya. Okay, so this is our final answer. X is greater than 20.5. Okay, no questions here? Okay, how about this one? Hindi ako napag-example dito, pero I hope from triangle inequality and the first two theorems here, masasagot niyo to. If we have this triangle, QRS, alright, list the sides from longest to shortest. Okay, so sum ng angles natin is 180. Ibig sabihin, ang angle Q dito should be equal to 180 minus 80 degrees plus 40. 80 plus 40, 120. 180 minus 120, that's equal to 60 degrees. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, dito ang meron tayo is angle, okay, longest to shortest. So, gayahin natin. Largest angles, that would be this one, angle R is greater than angle Q. Angle Q is greater than angle S. Okay? So, it follows na yung sides opposite sa kanila, sa largest angle would be opposite na yung longest side. So, RS, this one, is greater than, ano yung opposite, opposite ng R is QS. So, QS is greater than, anong opposite ng angle Q? That would be RS is longer than, ano yung opposite ng angle S? That would be QR. Okay? So, if we list yung sides from longest to shortest, that would be QS, RS, and QR. Okay? No questions here? Now, let's move to similar triangles. Walang questions dito sa triangle inequality? Type none? Wala. Okay. Hindi pala kita. Okay, may nagtanong. Possible po ba na malaman yung longest to shortest kahit isang angle lang? Hindi. Hindi mo talaga siya malalaman. Kasi let's say, given ako na 2 degrees ito, may natira kang 188, pwedeng 1 degree ito, or pwedeng greater than 2 degrees siya, pwedeng 3 degrees. So, hindi mo malalaman based on one given angle unless given ka ng sides na to. This one and this one. Dapat included angle siya. Then, there, pwede mong, actually hindi pa rin. Yeah, hindi mo siya malalaman. You need yung at least 2 angles. So, going to similar triangles. But let's define yung similar polygons para applicable na sa lahat. So when we say we have similar polygons, para naalala nyo, na-mention ko na rin to actually multiple times, that these are 2 or more, 2 polygons, okay, with the same shape, but different na, not necessarily na same size. Okay, bakit sinabi ko not necessarily? Kasi may cases na pareho din sila ng size. Okay? So, same shape but not necessarily the same size. So, here, similar polygons have corresponding angles that are congruent. Okay? And then, corresponding sides that are, hindi sila congruent, but proportional. Oops, sorry. Okay, so guys, meron ba ditong nalilito paano mag-identify ng corresponding sides if you have two triangles, for example? Okay, so let's say we're considering these two triangles. E and D and SRI. Okay. Okay, so if you have this, let's say, nine, sabihin naman natin visually, tama. 9, 12, 15, then okay. If we have this one, can you identify kung anong side yung, well, sige. First question is, are these two triangles similar triangles? So in order to answer that, kailangan natin i-check if yung sides niya are proportional. Okay? Hindi rin natin alam actually angles, but if we see that the sides are proportional, then it follows na yung angles dyan, yung corresponding angles mo dyan are congruent. So, let's say we have this one. Paano natin ma-check if similar triangles nga sila? So, we need to identify kung ano yung corresponding sides. Ano yung mga corresponding sides? Shortest side would correspond sa shortest side din. So, here we have this one, and B, yung shortest, and SR, sila yung pair, okay? EN, ano yung second shortest? That would be IR. Okay, then we have the longest side, EB, and IF. So, pag sinabi mong corresponding sides or proportional, ibig sabihin yung ratio nito is equal sa ratio nito, and then sa ratio nito. Okay? So, ano ang ratio ng NB and SR? 9 over 12. So, guys, if ginawa yung numerator, yung triangle 1, let's say, and this one is triangle 2, then dapat consistent ka na yung numerator mo dito is triangle 1 pa rin. Okay? And then yung denominator mo is triangle 2. So, correct pa rin siya if baliktad. Let's say, ito yung ilalagay ko sa taas, 12 over 9. Pero i-compare ko siya, let's say, EN and IR. IR yung nasa taas, that's 16. Triangle 1 ito. Triangle 2. Okay, dito, denominator from triangle 1. Dito, denominator from, okay, hindi nyo na pala nakikita. Sorry. Sinulat ko doon is 1 and 2. Ito yung from triangle 1, ito yung from triangle 2. Triangle 2 as numerator over triangle 1 as denominator. So, E and that's over 12. Sorry, burahin ko lang. Wait lang. EB, 15. So, denominator siya dito. IS is 20. Okay? So, dito naman magbabaliktad lang yan. So, dapat itong 12 over 9 equal dito and ito equal din dito. 9 over 12 should be equal to 12 over 16 equal to 15 over 20 para masabi natin similar sila. So, this one is equal to divisible by 3. Divisible by 3 may iwan 4. Divisible by 4, that's 3 over 4. Divisible by 5, 3 over 4. So, as you can see, yung ratio ng corresponding sides niya are congruent sa isa't isa or proportional. So, we say that triangle ENB and ISR are similar triangles. Pero ano yung tamang pag-name dyan? Okay? Dapat, pag nag-name kayo ng similar triangles, yung corresponding angles, sila yung magkaka-match. Okay? For example, itong angle E, okay? Ang corresponding angle niya here would be itong angle I. So let's say E dito, so I yung mauna, okay? How about this one, yung F dito, ang corresponding angle niya sa kabila or yung corresponding vertex niya sa kabila would be itong B, correct? So here we write B and F. So yung natira na lang N and R. Kung mukha pa kung paano magpangalan, so we say that triangle EBN is similar to triangle ISR. Very proper way, pero sometimes sa exam, hindi nila masyadong namamind. So, nakuha ba ito, guys? Ang conclusion natin is that EBN is similar, ito yung notation natin, to ISR. Okay? Any questions here? If no questions, can you type none? Wala ba? Hello? Okay. Okay. So, syempre, para malaman na, there are also postulates and theorems na mag-guide sa atin to identify when similar triangles are similar, or para malaman natin when triangles are similar. So first, we know that angles are congruent. Corresponding angles are congruent. Corresponding sides are proportional. Pero meron tayong postulates, just like what I said. First would be yung angle-angle similarity postulate. Okay, so ano yung sinasabi nito? If two angles in one triangle are congruent to the two angles in another triangle, then we can say na similar sila. Okay, so bakit enough yung dalawang angles lang? Kasi masasolve din naman natin yung third angle. And according to third angle theorem, tama ba? Yun natin yung pangalan. Anyway, but there's a theorem that's na sinasabi niya is that when you have two congruent angles in two triangles, yung third angle nila would also be congruent. Does that make sense? Kasi, di ba yung total niya is 180 degrees? Since ito, congruent dito, if you subtract that from 180 and this 2, subtract from 180, yung may iwan na sagot would be equal lang. Okay? So anyway, sinasabi lang ng AA similarity postulate is that once may makita kang two angles that are congruent, we can say na similar na yung dalawang triangles. So here we have angle ABC is similar to angle FED. Okay? May na tayong mag-example. Isa-isahin muna natin silang lahat. Next would be yung SSS similarity postulate. Or side similarity. So, actually, ito lang yung postulate nito. Okay? That's if the corresponding sides of two triangles are proportional, then the two triangles are similar. Yun lang yan. And then we also have yung SAS postulate. So, ano naman ang sinasabi ng SAS postulate? SAS similarity, sorry. Actually, hindi na to postulate. This is one is a theorem. So, may proof siya, pero hindi natin i-discuss na if two sides are proportional to two sides in another triangle, and then the included angle in the first triangle is congruent to the included angle in the second, then the two triangles are similar. So, for example, if we're given this, okay, and let's say A, B, C, D, E, F. So, if given tayo that AB over, ito yung corresponding side niya, let's say DE is equal to AC over DF, and given tayo that angle A is congruent to angle D, then we can say na triangle ABC is similar to triangle DEF. Yeah, DEF. Okay, so dapat included angle. So, titingnan natin. I mean, yan yung mga, kapag may given kang two sides that are proportional and one included angle na congruent. So, now, solve tayo ng, hindi naman solve, pero mag-identify tayo ng similar triangle. So, very common na mga makikita niyong problems dito would be, aside from the word problems sa mga shadow, kapag may triangles ka na ganito, and etong sides opposite the vertical angle na na-form are parallel, okay? We say that these two triangles are similar, okay? Kasi dito, if these two are parallel, then para kang, I hope naalala nyo, may transversal line ka dito, parallel line. So, ibig sabihin, ito, alternate interior angles, sana na-imagine nyo. Alternate interior angles are congruent. So, ito rin, para din siyang another transverse line. Okay, cutting these two parallel lines. So, itong alternate interior naman ng transversal line na to are congruent. Okay, so may tatlo ka ng angle na congruent. So, you can say that the two triangles are similar. Ano pa yung mga common natin dito? If you have okay. And then, let's say, meron kang big triangle here, small triangle here, and meron kang big triangle here. Triangle 1 is similar to, mali pala yung symbol na ginagamit. Triangle. Similar to triangle 2. If meron kang parallel na base. So guys, take note ha, dapat parallel to, ito rin, dapat parallel. Kasi dito, they share this angle, so given an equal yung angle na yan. And then here, since parallel sila, you can imagine this as what? Para kang merong transversal line. Okay? And then, itong dalawa are same side, nakalimutan ko na. Ano ba tawag sila? Corresponding angle sila. Ng transversal line na to, parallel line, corresponding angle, so they are congruent. Okay, ganun din dito. Imagine this as a transversal line, ito yung parallel line mo. So itong corresponding angles na to are congruent. Okay, so we can say na similar yung dalawang triangle. So actually, pagdating sa proving, if naalala niyo yung geometry nyo, you can prove that this triangles are similar using yung AA similarity. Okay, kasi you can identify at least two angles that are congruent. What else? Okay. Kapag meron kang right triangles, okay, and I hope you can recall yung altitude. The altitude of your hypotenuse, so if this is your hypotenuse, ang altitude niya would be yung perpendicular line dito, correct? Okay, isa lang ilagay na. Kapag meron kang ganito, you can form three similar triangles. Okay? We have here D, let's say, A, B, C. So first we have ABC, triangle ABC, similar sa two. Okay, hiwalay natin ito. Let's say this is point B. Kung na-imagine nyo, ito siya, di ba? D, B, C. So similar to sa triangle D and itong angle B sa biggest triangle, sila yung corresponding. So sila yung magkatapat dyan. Okay? This would be yung angle mo dito. Okay? Yung corresponding niya sa bigger would be this one. So B yung mapupunta dito and C pa rin yan. Kasi same angle yan. Yun dito. Similar yan sa, we have another triangle here. D, B, A. Okay? So, syempre, yung A is still A here. Angle D. And angle B yung magiging smallest C. So, yung corresponding niya dito sa figure. Okay, so sila yung three similar triangles na makikita natin dito. Anyway, magsasolve naman tayo dito. So, gusto ko lang ipakita para ma-recognize nyo na agad that if you have this problem, na similar triangles na yun usually na-apply. So, here, parallel, equal, parallel. Okay? And then, guys, ito, altitude siya, no? Hypotenuse. So, this is hypotenuse. So, itong altitude, mag-intersect siya or ihati niya yung right angle dito. Pero hindi ito equal, Not necessarily equal yan. Actually, definitely hindi equal. Okay, so magsagot tayo ng problem. Wala, nawawala ako as in. Hello, kumusta yung audio ko? Ang pangit talaga. Wait lang, papalit ako ng mic.
Narinig ba ako? Type A if narinig niyo ako. Okay, ayan. Narinig naman pala ako.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sige. Saan tayo huminto? Okay. We already discussed AASA. So actually, guys, another theorem related to this one is triangle proportionality theorem. So, i-draw ko na lang ulit yan. Pa-mute. Okay, wait. Mag-mute lang ako. So according din sa triangle proportional theorem, if aligned, let's say, given tayo nitong triangle ABC, then a line parallel to the base is drawn. So this one. Okay, then it intersects the two other sides. So magkakaroon ka ng another triangle here. It divides yung sides na to proportionally. So maliban sa one and bigger triangle kanina, here we can also have CD, which is this one, okay, over DA, proportional yan sa CE over EB. So we have CD over DA is equal to CE over EB. Okay? So kaya ko lang dito pinoint out kasi pagdating sa, actually parallel lines to, pero related kasi siya sa similar triangles, that if you have two or more parallel lines, so let's say, I have 3 lines here. And then cut siya by 2 transversal lines. So imagine nyo, dito actually, if i-extend ko to, makaka-form ako ng triangle, right? Pero anyway, hindi yun yung concern natin ngayon. So if, say this is A, B, C, and D, A over B, so ito yung ratio ng segments na na-form here, is equal to yung ratio ng dito. C over D. Or pwede nyo rin isipin na yung ratio dito sa taas is equal sa ratio dito sa baba. So we have A over C is equal to B over D. Ay, sorry. Is equal to D over B. So, mas madali if isipin nyo na lang siya this way. Kasi yung ganun. Okay? So, yung ratio dito should be equal to ratio dito sa kabila. So, pwedeng sobrang dami niyan. Let's say, another parallel line here. Tapos, kunwari, ang given sa'yo, kunwari, ganyan. And then, ito yung hinahanap mo. So, how do you solve for this one? Gagamitin mo yung ratio ng A over B, same side, equal ratio ng nandito. So, since ito sila yung, parang sila yung corresponding, so C over X. Okay? May questions ba dito bago tayo magsagot? Wala? Okay, sagot tayo ng examples. Okay, wait. Mag-admit lang ako. Okay. Let's solve for x, a, b, and bc. Okay? So guys, dito, if mapapansin nyo, indicated that these two lines are parallel. Okay? So kung parallel silang dalawa, ibig sabihin, kung 90 degrees ito, 90 degrees din dapat ito. Alternate interior angles. So I hope nakasama kayo sa previous lectures para nagigets agad. 90 degrees din yan. And then this one, congruent lang din yan dito. And ito, syempre, vertical angle. So, congruent. So, these two triangles are similar triangles. Pero of course, sinabi ko na rin kanina na once makita kayo ng ganitong figure, parallel tapos itong sides na to, automatically similar triangles na yan. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, yung ratio ng ating corresponding sides should be equal or ang ating corresponding sides are proportional. So, yung challenge na lang actually dito is ma-identify mo kung ano yung corresponding side. So, ito obvious na to, yung opposite sa 90. AB over BC. Correct? Sila yung corresponding sides. Okay. Now, ito. Yung x and ano yung corresponding side niya dito sa kabila? That would be yung opposite dito. Opposite sa kakongruent ng C, which is this one. So, yung 3 and x, sila yung corresponding sides. Okay? Equal to, syempre, ito na lang yung natira. 5 over 8. Okay, so solve natin si x first. Binaliktad ko lang siya, guys, para mas madali. Basta gamitin nyo lang to. To solve for x. So, x here is equal to 24 over 5. Okay? So, here, yung AB, pwede natin siyang isolve using Pythagorean Theorem or pwede rin, gamit na lang. Actually, hindi. Kailangan mo talagang gamitin. Yung Pythagorean Theorem. We can solve AB using Pythagorean Theorem. AB squared is equal to, kasi siya yung hypotenuse, 5 squared plus 3 squared. So here we have 5 squared is 25 plus 3 squared is 9. 34. So AB is equal to, kasi AB squared, 34, square root of 34. Tingnan nga natin ano yung factors nito. We have 2 and 17. Okay, so actually, di mo na yan masisimplify. Tama ba? Yeah. Square root of 34 na to. So let's solve for BC. AB, which is square root of 34, over BC is equal to, mas madali pag gamitin pa rin yung 5/8. So BC is equal to, binaba ko lang yung 5, multiply yung 8. Or you can use yung cross multiplication dito. I hope mabilis, medyo mabilis na kayo mag-solve sa ganun. So this is BC, AB, and yung X natin. Okay? No questions here? So yung pinaka-challenge, actually hindi naman siya ganun kahirap i-identify yung corresponding sides. Pero you don't usually nagkakamali. For example, ma-pair yung 3x dito kay 8 or what. Pero here, tandaan nyo na lang, sila yung corresponding. So sana i-memorize nyo na lang yan. Sila yung corresponding, ito naman, and ito. Sila yung corresponding. Okay? Sige, try to answer this one. Solve for BE. Type sa chat box yung sagot nyo. Let's answer kapag may at least 3 na mag-send. Isa lang ba yung nagsagot? Sige. Solve na natin. So, AC, this one is 36. AD, so that's this side, that's 28. DE is 18. EC is 27. We're looking for this length. Correct? So, to solve for BE, definitely gagamitin natin itong AD. BE over AD should be equal to what? Gagamitin ba natin yung 36? No, kasi wala naman tayong given dito eh. So, ito yung gamitin natin. That's equal to EC over DC. Okay? We have AD, that's 28. We have EC, that's 27. Wala tayong DC, pero we can solve for DC. Segment addition postulate, DC is just equal to 18 plus 27. So here we have BE over 28 is equal to 27 over 18 plus 27. Okay? So BE is equal to 27 times 28 over 35. Okay, cancel 7 here. Sorry. Divisible by 7, pareho. So 28 divided by 7, that's 4. 35 divided by 7, that's 5. 27 times 4, that's 8, 2. Tama ba? 88? Tama ba pag-solve ko? 88 over 5. Pa-check nga. 27 times 4. Ay, hindi. 98, sorry. Correct? May questions ba here? Wala ata akong kausap. Okay, type F if no questions.
Ma'am,
May mali ba ako?
yung 2 times 4 po, di ba po 8, tapos kasama pa po yung 2 po na carry.
2 times, ay, hindi marunong mag-add. 108. Okay na? Tama ba?
Apo.
Okay, 108. Okay. How about this one? Subukan nyo muna on your own. So here yung question. Sige. Sulit ko muna. Dagdagan natin. Length to nung segments, ha? Segment na to. Okay. So, what are the values? Sige, sulit ko. What values of A and B will make AB parallel to CD parallel to EF? So solve for A and B that will make these lines parallel. And GH, sorry. Okay. Sige, sagutin nyo to guys. Then after this one, we will solve word problems on similar triangles. Ay, oo nga, no. Mali pala kanina, guys. Sorry. 18 plus 27. See, ang pangit ang arithmetic ko. It's equal to 45. So, kanina, it's 28, 27 over 45. Divisible by 9. This is 5. This becomes 3. 84 over 5 pala kanina. Sorry. Kanina to sa problem. 45 pala yung sa baba. Kasi this is 18 plus 27. It's equal to 45. 45 and 27 divisible by 9. Cancel. Final answer is 84 over 5. Ayun, tama pala si Mark Jason kanina. Nakuha to sa kaninang problem. Okay, may nakapag-solve ba dito? Okay, so madali lang to guys, di ba? Ano yung A over 4? A over 4 is equal to 12 over 10 equal, wait, mali. A over 12, that's equal to 4 over 10. B over 12, that's equal to 8 over 10. Okay, so for A here, it's equal to 12 times 4 over 10. Cancel yung 2, ito magiging 6, ito magiging 5. Answer natin here is 24 over 5. How about here? B is equal to 12 times 8 over 10. Here, ang sagot naman natin is 30 over 5. Okay? Nakuha nyo ba? Same ba tayo naman nakuha sa mga nag-try mag-solve? So guys, yung ratio na kukunin mo is within here equal sa ratio dito sa kabila. Kaya, let's say A over B, sige, check natin kung tama. A over B should be equal to 4 over, parang hindi. Mali ba ako? B over 12, 8 over 10. Tama naman. Ah, okay. 6 times 8, it's equal to 48. Sorry. Okay, so tama nga. A over B should be equal to 4 over 8. So A over B, 24 over 5 over 48 over 5. Magka-cancel yung 5, 24 over 48. This is equal to 1/2 pareho. Okay? So, ito yung final answer natin. 24 over 5 and 48 over 5. Now, pagdating sa word problems, yung common word problems natin here would be yung mga shadow, mga indirect na measurements. Okay? Measuring something indirectly. So, anong mga example na? So a tree outside my house casts a shadow of 11-meter shadow. So if I am 160 centimeters tall, palitan natin yung values. Masyadong malapit. So let's say, okay, a tree outside my house casts a 250-meter shadow. If I am 160 centimeters tall and casts and I cast a 5.5 meter shadow, yung mga common problems sa ganito. How tall is the 3. So, kaya tinasabing mga indirect measurement, kasi we are measuring the height of the tree indirectly using yung shadow na nakakast ng tao and yung shadow ng tree. Okay, so dito may assumption na yung ray ng, well, approximately, pareho naman yung ray na tumatama sa puno, let's say this tree, and sa tao, okay? So I have my height, which is 160 centimeters, so ibig sabihin 1.6 meters para pare-pareho. And my shadow is 5.5 meters. Okay? Now, pagdating sa puno, i-assume mo na yung dulo ng shadow nyo ay nagko-coincide. Okay, so here, yung shadow ng tree is 250 meters. Now, hahanapin mo to. So, if mapapansin nyo, nakaka-form tayo ng triangle na ganito. Okay? And then, syempre, parallel sila kasi vertical height. So, ito yung sinosolve natin. Okay, we have here x. We have here 1.6. Ito is 5.5. And ito namang buong length is 250 meters. Okay? So, to solve for x, we have ito yung corresponding sides, x over 1.6 should be equal to 250 over 5.5. Okay? So, oops. So we can solve for x here. X is equal to 250 times 1.6 over 5.5. Para mas madali, multiply ko yung numerator and denominator by 10 para matanggal yung decimal point. So, I'll write it here. 250. Well, hindi to necessary. Pero mas madali lang for me tingnan. And 55. Divide by 5. Ito magiging 50. Ito naman magiging 11. 50 times 16, that's 80. So, ang final answer natin is 80 over 11 meters. So, pwedeng yan yung sagot. Pwedeng naka-decimal siya. So, kung naka-decimal yan, that would be 7.2 something. Kasi 77, maiwan ka with 3. Divide by 11, that's 2. So, 7.2 something. Tama ba? Okay?
Ma'am?
Exact.
Ma'am?
Yes?
Pwede pong palit-palitan lang po yan. Yung sa x over 1.6 po equals 250 over 5.5 po. Pwedeng nasa taas po yung nasa baba.
So, for example, ito, okay, kunwari, nasulat mo siya this way, equals siya sa 5.5 over 250, okay lang din yan. So, ibig sabihin, pwedeng minsan ito yung given, tas dito yung wala. So, bahala ka na lang. But the reason why I write it this way, kasi x yung anong natin. So, mas madali if yung x natin nasa numerator. Tama? So, kung yung x natin nasa numerator, basta just be consistent. Kung yung x mo is yung height ng 3, dapat dito consistent ka din na yung numerator mo dito would be yung shadow ng 3. Okay? So, kasi sila yung magkasama sa isang triangle. Okay? So, mas madali na pag yung x mo is nasa taas para ito, i-multiply mo na lang sa other side. Pero pag ganito, makakuha mo pa rin yung tamang sagot dapat. Okay? X sa taas, bababa mo yung 5.5, parang nagko-cross multiply ka lang dyan. Okay? So, yan. Same lang naman. So, yung problem sa similar triangles na maganito is paulit-ulit lang talaga. As in, paiba-iba lang yung paiba-iba lang yung situation. Minsan tao, minsan aso, minsan poste, or kung ano-ano. Pero, the same lang talaga yung problems dito, usually. Okay, so, sige, one more example on your own. Okay. Sige. Sagutan niyo to on your own. Okay, so a flagpole casts a 200-foot shadow. Ay, kulang ako ng given. A 40-foot shadow casts a 25-foot shadow. Find the shadow cast by a nearby building that is 200 feet tall. So, medyo binaliktad lang dito yung hinahanap. I'll give you a minute to answer this one. Okay, let's answer this one. So, para mas madali, i-draw natin. A 40-foot flagpole. So this is the flagpole and this is the building. Given tayo ng height ng building, so it's 200 feet. Ang flagpole, ang height niya is 40 feet. Okay? And yung nakakast na shadow nitong flagpole is 25 feet. Okay? So ang tinatanong dito is, find the shadow cast by a nearby building. So ito naman yung hinahanap this time. So this is our x. X over, and yung corresponding side niya, that would be yung 25. So x over 25 is equal to 200 over 40. Okay, so x here is equal to 200 times 25 over 40. Cancel yung 0, divisible by 4. Okay, so we have here 5 times 25 or 125. Okay? 125. Okay, good. So, another na same indirect measurement din siya. Yung mga usually kapag naghahanap ka ng width ng river. Actually, hindi ito ganun ka-common, pero okay na din. So, for example, inisip ko talaga sa college, ano to. Anyway, meron pa rin naman yan. So, let's say meron kang river So, ginagawa to sa geodetic. Okay, ibang kulay na lang. Let's say we have this river. Para makuha natin yung width ng river without having to measure, okay, so for example, meron kang mini-measure na width ng river. So, and given ka, maglalagay ka ng stations here. So, alam mo yung A and B. Let's say, for example, it's 50 feet. And then, this one is 30 feet. And this one is 80 feet. So, actually, pinakita ko na rin ito kanina. We have here similar triangles, correct? Kasi ito 90, 90. So, we can say na parallel itong dalawa. Okay, so to solve for the width, that's just equal to x over 30 is equal to 50 over 80. X natin dito is 150 over 8 or 75 over 4. Tama ba? Cancel, 5 over 8. Yeah. 75 over 4. So, na-realize ko hindi pala siya masyadong magagawang word problem kasi usually pag ganito may figure ka pa rin and then given ka na nung length. Yeah. Huwag na lang to. Another one would be yung common na indirect measurement is gagamit ka ng mirror.
Ma'am? Ma'am?
Yes.
Bakit yung katapat po ng x hindi po siya 80?
Ayaw nga, sorry. Kasi ako rin nagkamali. Sila pala yung same triangle. Cancel. 30 times 8 over 5. Cancel. This is equal to 6. X is equal to 48. Okay, thank you. Okay, buti na sabi mo bago ko ibura. Okay, so another common na indirect measurement ng word problems would be, for example, meron kang, let's say, a building and merong tao dito. Wait lang, sorry. Meron kang building, meron kang tao, and you want to measure the height of the building. So, usually, you will place a mirror. Actually, hindi siya usual. Okay, let's say the problem says that I will place a mirror on the ground 20 meters from the building. Okay? And then I will step backward. Let's say, well, usually malapit yan. 20 meters, 1 meter from the mirror. I will step backward. And then, until makita ko yung, I will step backward hanggang makita ko yung top of the building. So, let's say, 1 meter para makita ko yung taas ng building, if yung eye level ko, okay, so minsan pwedeng height niya yung given and then i-assume mo that the height is equal to the eye level. But let's say yung height ko yung given, which is 1.6 meters. What is the height of this building? Okay, so kung alam niyo yung sa mirrors, if you have a mirror here, tapos mag-reflect dyan, okay? Ano yung equal angles natin dito? Naalala niyo ba sa physics niyo yung mga ganito? Pag flat yung mirror, yung angle ng reflection, basta dapat equal lang yan, silang dalawa. Okay? So, to solve for x here, ano yung corresponding parts natin dito? That would be this one and this one. X over 1.6 is equal to 20 meters over 1 meter. So x here is equal to 20 times 1.6. So that's 32, correct? 32 meters yung height nito. Okay, so yun yung ito yung another example ng mga word problems on similar triangles. Sige, sandali. Tingnan ko lang if may mahanap ako na masasagot. Ang haba kasi nito isulat in word problem eh. Pero sige. Okay, let's say, sige, sagutan niyo to. Okay, sorry. And then on this side, magdodraw lang ako ng tatlong figure, then identify if similar yung triangles na na-form. Okay. Maliban sa dalawa na nag-message privately, may nag-solve pa ba nito? So here, same lang talaga ito sa kanina. Pero this time, given ka lang ng height, so i-assume mo na same yan as I11. Ito yung congruent. Okay? We're looking for the height of the flagpole. Ang height ni Anna is 4 feet or 48. Okay? Kulang ang aking given. If Anna's height, is 4 feet and she's, let's say, 8 inches from the mirror. Sige, para mas mahirap, para mas quote and quote. She's 56 inches from the flagpole. Sorry, ko lang yung given. So, hindi kayo nagsasolve kasi wala may nagtanong. And she's 56 inches from the flagpole. So, given tayo ng distance niya from the flagpole, it's 56. Given tayo that the mirror is 48 inches from the flagpole, so ibig sabihin, itong natira dito would be 56 minus 48, which is equal to 8. Okay? Ito guys, 4 feet, ginawa ko lang siyang 48. Ito yung 4 feet na height. Okay, so x over 48 is equal to 48 over 8. So x is equal to 48 times 48 over 8. Canceling 8 dito. 6 times 48, that would be 240 plus 48. So that's 268. Sorry, walang may makakakuha kasi, sorry. 288. Okay? Now, how about here? I-identify nyo nga if yung mga na-form are similar triangles. The first one is, ito medyo obvious na hindi, okay? Kasi, if ang goal natin dito is to check using SAS, correct? Kasi dito, alam na natin na equal to. Now, isi-check na lang natin yung two sides, okay? So, ito and ito yung corresponding sides. Kasi yung goal natin is maging parallel sila. So, 16, this one over 40, equal ba siya to 16 over 39? Hindi, okay? So, hindi sila similar. Okay, how about this one? Equal to? Okay, congruent yan. And kung titingnan niyo yung side lengths, medyo halata na hindi to parallel, okay? But we can still check if, kasi possible na ito at ito yung equal. So here we have 14 over 28. Equal ba siya to 8 over, sorry, mali. Ang i-check nyo na lang dito next would be, ito, 14 and 28, sila yung corresponding, wait, tama ba? Hindi. 14 and 49, sorry, kasi longer. Equal ba siya to 8 over 28? 14 over 49, that's equal to 2 over 7. 8 over 28 divisible by 4, 2 over 7. So actually, sorry, maling sinabi ko kanina. Nalito ako. Here, makonclude mo rin na parallel sila. Okay? So again, gaya nga na sinasabi ko parate, hindi naman, hindi always, ano tawag dito? Drawn to scale yung mga bagay. So this one is similar. May questions pa dito? Similar siya by SAS. Okay, wala naman daw. How about this one? How do you check for this one? Ito, makita na natin na equal tong angle na to. Kasi, sinishare niya yung, they have parehong ganitong angle. So, we can use ito and ito. So, we have 143. This one is 143 minus 91. Okay? And ito naman is 88 minus 56. So, ito is 52. Tama ba? 88 minus 56, that's equal to 32. Yeah. So we have here 52 over 143. Check natin if equal siya to 32 over, parang hindi, 32 over 88. May mali ba ako sa pag-solve ko? Anong common nila? 13. Tama ba? 13. Yeah. Divisible by 13? 4 divisible by 13, that's equal to 8. Divisible by 4 ito, it's equal to 8. Divisible by 8, ay sorry. Divisible by 8, that's 4. Divisible by 8, 11. 143 divided by 13, that's equal to 11. Sorry. So it's 4 over 11 over 4 over 11. So, yung sides niya, yung corresponding sides niya, two corresponding sides are proportional. So we can say by SAS na ito ay similar. So itong number 1 lang yung hindi. Now let's move to perimeter and area. But before we do that, i-review natin yung 30, 60, 90 na right triangle. Okay, and yung 45, 45, 90. Okay? So I hope medyo memorize na to. If you have a right triangle, and then yung other two angles mo is 30 degrees and 60 degrees, yung proportion ng mga sides niya, if this is x, ang hypotenuse mo is 2x, and then yung opposite, your 60 degrees is x squared of 3. Okay? So, 30, 60, 90, x squared of 3, 2x. Okay? Pagdating naman sa 45 degrees, pangit ang drawing ko. So ito, pag meron kang 45, 45, 90, ang tawag naman dito is isosceles right triangle. Tama? Kasi meron kang two equal angles. So, ibig sabihin yung opposite sides na are congruent, and then ito ay opposite ng 90 degrees. So, yung hypotenuse mo dito is always equal to x square root of 2, and ito naman is x. Kasi kung gagamitin mo rin yung Pythagorean theorem, you have x squared plus x squared is equal to hypotenuse squared. Okay? 2x squared is equal to hypotenuse squared, square root. So, may iwan ka with hypotenuse is equal to square root of 2. Pwede mo ilabas yung x, so x squared of 2. So, sana, memorize nyo na to. So, if you have 45, 45, 90, x squared of 2. Okay? Huwag nyo kalimutan yan kasi ginagamit nyo rin sa trigonometry, correct? So, yeah, Diretso na tayo sa questions here. A 30, 60, 90 triangle. If the shorter leg, pag sabi mong shorter leg, ibig sabihin, siya yung shortest side. Kasi you have hypotenuse and then 2 legs. So the shorter leg is the shortest side. Is 5. Then the longer leg is and the hypotenuse is blank. Okay, so medyo, I mean, may mga problems na paulit-ulit lang na ganito yung idea. You have a 30, 60, 90 triangle. Shorter leg is 5, so yung longer leg mo is 5 square root of 3. Kasi ito yung i-assign mo as x, right? 5 square root of 3. And then yung hypotenuse mo is 2 times the shorter leg. So the hypotenuse is 10. Okay, so ano pang applications nung concepts na to? Let's say we have, actually, incorporate mo na yung rectangle, pero hindi naman talaga. Like for example, if you're given with rectangle with side lengths 6 and 6 square root of 3, what is the length of the diagonal? So alam natin yung rectangle 90 degrees yung mga yan. So 90, ito, if mapapansin mo, if this is x, this one is x square root of 3. So ibig sabihin, this one is actually 60 degrees, this one is 30 degrees, and this one is your hypotenuse. Your hypotenuse is 2 times this side, or 12. Okay? What else? Let's say, urahin ko na lang. Two opposite sides. Sige, try nyo itong sagutan. This one's relatively easy. Two opposite sides of a rectangle is, are 10 centimeters. And its diagonal is 20. What is the length of the other two sides, of the two other sides of the rectangle? Sige, I'll give you 30 seconds to answer this one. Try nyong isipin. Tagdagan na. Sagutan nyo na lang rin to pala. Okay, so for A, B, X, and Y, I'll give you 5 minutes to answer these 3 items. Okay, let's answer number 3. Two opposite sides of a rectangle are 10 centimeters. So if you have this, two opposite sides, that's 10 and 10. Okay? If its diagonal is 20, so guys, take note kapag may rectangle ka, yung diagonal mo, kahit i-draw mo pa ganito or kahit pa ganito man, equal lang yan sila. Congruent ang diagonals ng ating rectangle. So here we have here 20. Now the question is, what is the length of the two other sides? So ito and ito yung tinitingnan. If mapapansin nyo, this is 2 times nung ito. So we can say that this angle is 30. So alam na natin agad that this is 10 square root of 3. So the length of the two other side of the rectangle is 10 square root of 3. Okay? How about number 4? Okay, so this is 30 degrees, 60 degrees. Okay. Ang A natin is opposite the 30-degree angle. So, madali lang to kasi alam natin ang ratio x over ang ratio ng ating side opposite 30 over side opposite 60 degrees is 1 over square root of 3. Tama? Kasi x and may x lang dyan. Kinancel ko lang. So, here we have A over 9 square root of 3. So, A is equal to 9 square root of 3 over square root of 3. Makuha natin 9. A is equal to 9. B is equal to, since nakuha na natin itong opposite ng 30, ang ratio nila is 1 over 2 or 9 over B. We can solve for B. B is equal to 9 times 2 or 18. So, B is equal to 18. So, bakit pinakita ko this way? Kasi pagdating sa number 5, guys, baka hindi nyo napansin, i-assume nyo na dahil may square root of 3, ayan na yung opposite 60 degrees. If makikita nyo, this is the hypotenuse. Okay? X and Y. Okay. So, X over 6 square root of 3. Anong ratio natin? That would be square root of 3 over 2. Tama? Let's say, palitan na lang natin yung X and Y. Gawin natin C, D. Ratio ng side length opposite 60 degrees over the hypotenuse is, ito, di ba? X square root of 3 over 2x. So, kinancel ko lang yung x. Kaya meron tayong cube root of 3 over 2 dito. Okay? So, to solve for the length here, we have C is equal to 6 square root of 3 over, times square root of 3 over 2. Square root of 3 times square root of 3, that's equal to 3. 3 times 6, that's 18 over 2. 9. Okay? So, C, ay parehong 9. Anyway, C here is equal to 9. How about D? Wait lang, lipat lang ako sa kabila. Nalatan ko to D, ating 30 degrees. Ito yung 90 degrees. Okay? D over 6 square root of 3 is equal to x over 2x or simply 1/2. Or pwede mong isipin, since nakuha mo na yung hypotenuse, ay given ka na hypotenuse, yung opposite 30 degrees is 2 times lang nun. Half nung hypotenuse. So here we have 6 square root of 3 times 1 over 2. Or D is equal to 3 square root of 3. Okay? So dito actually una mo itong masasolve eh. Kasi opposite 30 degrees is just half ng hypotenuse. So half of the hypotenuse is 3 square root of 3. Questions here? None. Solve tayo na sa 45, 45. Kasi important yung ganito pagdating sa perimeter. Kasi for example, if you're given 30, 60, 90, given a example, given this one, kasi yung tinatanong niya is, what is the perimeter of ABC? So you need to identify lahat, no? Sides, correct? Okay, so if no questions here, type F. Nakuha ba yung sa ganito? 30, 60, 90? Okay. Pagdating naman sa isosceles triangle, isosceles right triangle sa 45, 45, 90. Okay, kung kanina rectangles yung meron tayo. Dito, square usually natin magagamit. So let's say we have square has side lengths square has sides of length 10. What is the length of the diagonal? So, medyo similar lang yung dalawang to as what if given ka naman a square has a 22-inch diagonal. What is the length of its sides? Okay. So here, meron kang square. So equal yung sides. Equal to 10. So this is also 10. So alam natin 90 degrees yung mga ano, di ba? So we know na ito, sa hypotenuse, 10 and 10. So we have 45, 45. Okay, pwede naman natin siyang masolve using Pythagorean theorem. 10 squared plus 10 squared. Square root of that is equal to the length of the diagonal. Pero mas madali if alam natin agad na the diagonal here, or the hypotenuse ng 45, 45, 90 triangle is just equal to length nito, which is 10, times square root of 2. So, hindi mo na kailangan mag-solve. Yan agad yung sagot. 10 square root of 2. How about here? So, binaliktad ko na yung problem dito. Given ka that this is 22 inches. Tinatanong ko ano yung side length. So, we know na ang diagonal natin, let's say D, is equal to x square root of 2. So we have the length of the diagonal 22, x square root of 2. We can solve for x. X here is equal to 22 over square root of 2. Hindi pwedeng ganito yung sagot. Rationalize, so multiply both sides by, both numerator and denominator by square root of 2. Kuha natin 22 square root of 2 over 2. Simplify to. Or 11 square root of 2. So, ang side length natin here is 11 square root of 2. Okay? Now, try to answer this one. Okay. That's all for this one. The first one, a square has a side length equal to 6 square root of 2. 6 square root of 2. So the length of the diagonal is equal to side length 6 square root of 2 times square root of 2. So here we have 12. Okay? How about this one? Side niya is a squared, 9 square root of 2. What are the side lengths of AC and BC? Equal yung angles. So, ibig sabihin, 45 to. Kasi 90 to eh. So, natira na lang is 90 divided by 2. So, we have 45 and 45 here. So, we have isosceles right triangle. So, we know na ito agad 9 square root of 2. Okay? And then here, ang hypotenuse natin would be leg 9 square root of 2 times square root of 2. Kaya, 9 times square root of 2 times square root of 2, that's equal to 18. Okay? So guys, hindi porket may square root of 2, ibig sabihin, siya na yung hypotenuse. So you have to check based sa angle. Ang sinasabi lang nito, x square root of 2, is yan yung, kumbaga, proportion, ratio ng side lengths mo. So if you have the leg, that's x over x square root of 2. So since ito yung leg, so ito yung x mo kumbaga. Okay? So yung hypotenuse mo is equal to x times square root of 2. Kaya 9 square root of 2. Kaya 9 square root of 2 times square root of 2. Okay? Kung gawin niyo yung method na solving for the hypotenuse, yung c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared or Pythagorean theorem, if yun yung gagamitin nyo dito, makuha nyo pa rin dapat yung tamang sagot. Okay? Kasi magiging 6 squared of 2 squared plus 6 squared of 2 squared ito. Okay? And then dapat 12 lang din yung makuha nyo. Okay? Kasi ito 72 plus 72, that's equal to 144. Square root of 144 is equal to 12. So pareho pa rin dapat yung makuha nyo sagot. Whichever method yung gawin nyo. Yung maganda lang kasi dito, i-multiply mo lang siya agad by square root of 2 to get yung hypotenuse. Kasi yung diagonal is also the hypotenuse of this triangle. So yung maganda lang doon is mas mabilis. Okay, kasi what if ang hirap ng numbers, tapos magkaganito ka pa, mas malaking values yung sinosolve mo. So mas madali if nakuha nyo to. So hindi porket may square root of 2, siya na yung hypotenuse. You have to check kung anong part siya ng triangle. Okay? Now, bago tayo mag-solve ng perimeter and area, kasi gagawin ko na yung problems is incorporated na yung perimeter and area. Let's discuss first yung geometric mean. Familiar ba kayo sa geometric mean? So, given a right triangle, let's say this one, and we have the altitude to the hypotenuse. This is the hypotenuse. So, altitude to the hypotenuse. Okay, label natin. A, B, C, D. Yung altitude ng hypotenuse is the geometric mean of the segment in which this altitude divides. So, ibig sabihin, geometric mean siya. Ang ibig sabihin ng geometric mean is meron kang, sige, huwag na tayo mag-derive kasi 444 na. Okay, so here, ang geometric mean, ang BD daw is geometric mean ng AD and DC. So, anong ibig sabihin nun? BD squared is equal to AD times DC. Okay, what else? Yung each leg daw is the geometric mean of the hypotenuse and the segment adjacent to it. So this leg, ito yung segment adjacent to end of the whole hypotenuse. So AB squared, kasi siya yung geometric mean, is equal to AD times AC. So guys, mas maganda if alam niyo yung ibig sabihin. So ito, sige, wait lang. Tapusin ko muna. BC squared is equal to, yung adjacent sa kanya, yung adjacent sa BC is this one. Okay, so that's DC times the hypotenuse AC. Okay, so yung geometric mean in right triangle, sinasabi niya lang that given a right triangle, okay, and the altitude to the hypotenuse, na yung altitude ng hypotenuse, which is BD, ay nakikita pa ba? Okay, I'll use this one. Ito, sinasabi niya lang, altitude of the hypotenuse is the geometric mean, sulat ko GM, it's the geometric mean of the segments in which the altitude divides. So, ibig sabihin, itong dalawang segment na na-form niya sa hypotenuse. Kaya AD times DC. Definition na to ng geometric mean. Square of it is equal to yung dalawang segments. Okay? AD and DC. So, saan naman to nakuha yung dalawang to? These two, yung each leg is the geometric mean of the hypotenuse and segment adjacent sa leg na yon. To the leg. Okay? Kaya ito yung hypotenuse AC. Ang adjacent sa AB is yung AD na segment. Kaya AD times AC. Ang adjacent naman sa BC is DC. Kaya DC times the hypotenuse. Okay? So, kasi hindi nyo pwedeng i-memorize ng ganito. Kasi what if binaliktad nyo yung letters, mas malilito kayo. So, dapat nagigets nyo yung concept niya. Okay? So, sige. Aalala nyo yan kapag meron tayong example. So, punta na tayo sa area and perimeter. I hope lahat familiar sa area and perimeter ng ating triangle. So, ito lang naman yung dalawang paulit-ulit na gagamitin natin. For the perimeter, it's equal to A plus B plus C. Side lengths. Okay, alam naman natin yung lahat. Area is equal to 1/2 base times height. Okay, kung nakapanood kayo ng previous lessons, alam natin na any side could be the base. Okay, and then base sa base na yon, you can identify a height. So as long as, let's say we have this one, kung ito yung given na height, and then given ka ng iba-ibang sides, kunwari, guys, hindi ako sure kung magpo-form yan. Kunwari ganyan. If ito yung given mo na height, let's say x, sige, magbibigay ako ng random value, pero hindi to tama ha. Kunwari ito yung given mo, to get the area, ito yung height mo, and it follows na kung saan siya perpendicular na side, siya yung base mo. Okay? So, let's say, ito naman yung given na height. Then, ibig sabihin, ang gagamitin mo to solve the area would be this height, and ito naman yung base. Correct? So, basta dapat consistent that the base and yung height mo would be yung perpendicular sa each other. Okay? So, hindi pwedeng ito yung height mo, then ito yung base na gagamitin mo. Alright. So, hindi. Meron pa pala. Kapag meron kang equilateral triangle, you can solve for the, hindi mo na kailangan i-solve yung height, kumbaga. Well, pwede mo rin i-solve. Pero, kung may equilateral triangle ka, so equal lang yan lahat. Say S, ang area mo here is just equal to square root of 3 over 4 times S squared. Na-derive to kasi, di ba 60, 60. Yung altitude mo dito would bisect this one. So you have here 30. If this is S, ibig sabihin, ang height mo dito, opposite nung 60 degrees. So remember, we have 2 over square root of 3. Okay. So, binabisect nyo to, binabisect nyo rin to. So, ang length mo dito is S over 2. Tama? Meron kang S dito. Ano yung height mo dito? That would be S over 2 times square root of 3. Tama? Kasi X times square root of 3 lang. S over 2, yan yung opposite sa 30. So, parang ito yung X mo. So, you have this triangle. Kung kukunin mo yung area ng buong triangle, your base is this one. S lang din yan. Correct? So you have base, S times height, S square root of 3 over 2 times 1/2. 1/2 base times height. Which is equal to square root of 3 over 2. 2 times 2, 4. S squared. Okay? Kaya nakuha to. So, wala lang. Kesa mag-solve ka pa for the height, better to memorize this one. Pero kung nakalimutan nyo, okay lang. You can derive it. Pero syempre, pag exam, you want to be fast. Ayan. Now, magsagot tayo ng examples. Let's say we have this triangle here. Nakita ba? Okay. To solve for the area of this one, we have first to solve for the height. Right? So, to solve for the height, remember yung concept ng geometric mean. That this length here is the geometric mean of the two segments, this one and this one. Okay? So, height here, let's say h. H squared is equal to 16 times 8. Again, guys, nag-a-apply lang to for right triangle. Okay? Gamit nga ako ng ibang color. So, h is equal to 16 times 8 or 8 square root of 2. I hope alam niyo kung paano nangyari yon. Kasi this one is equal to 8 times 2. So, 8 and 8, pwede kong ilabas. May iwan 2 sa loob. So, the area here, 1/2 base times height. 1/2, what's our base? 16 plus 8. Tama? 24. Height is, sinolve natin, 8 square root of 2. Cancel this one and this one. 12 times 8. Sorry. We have 96 square root of 2 meters squared. Tama ba? Check nyo nga kung tama yung arithmetic. Okay? Yan yung ating area. How about the perimeter? Can we solve for the perimeter here? Yes. So guys, kung nakikita nyo, ang given lang talaga, we started with just this one. 16 and 8. To solve for the perimeter, we need yung side lengths, okay? Let's say, assign natin to. X and Y. Remember that this one is the geometric mean of 16 and yung buong hypotenuse. So, x squared is equal to 16 times, ano yung buong length dito? Isulat na natin, 24 times 24. So, x is equal to square root of 16 times 24. Ito, 4 times 4 yan. This one, we have 4 times, ay, tama ba? Yeah, 4 times 6. So, ang pwede natin ilabas dito would be 4 and then 2. Tama? Kasi this is 4 squared, ito 2 squared. So, we have 8 square root of 6. Yan yung x natin. How about our y? Y squared, yung y natin is yung geometric mean nitong 8 meters and then ng buong hypotenuse. So, that's 8 times 24. So, we have y square root of 8 times 24. Ang 8, let's say 8 pa rin yan, times 24 divided by 8, that's equal to 8 times 3. So, pwede natin ilabas itong 8 squared. So, y is equal to 8 square root of 3. Pangit naman ang values. Okay, the perimeter here is going to be 24 plus 8 square root of 6. 8 square root of 6 plus 8 square root of 3. Okay. Any questions here? Before you try to answer on your own? None. Okay. Kita ba? Sige. Hindi pa natin na-discuss word problems, pero just try. This one's easy. Sige, puro tayo word problems. Type done kung tapos na. Okay, let's answer. What is the area of an equilateral triangle? So, ibig sabihin, equal lang yung sides niya. Ang perimeter ng equilateral triangle is equal to 3 times each side length, which is equal to 18 units daw. So, side length is equal to 18 over 3 or 6. Units. Yun yung ating side length. Okay? Now, we're looking for the area. Ang area is equal to square root of 3 over 4 times side length, which is 6. 2, ito naman 3. So, we have 3 square root of 3 over 2. Correct? Ay, sorry. May mali ako. Sorry. 3, square root of 3 over 4 times s squared. Nakalimutan ko square. Huwag niyo akong gayahin, guys. Sobrang careless ko talaga. 6 squared or 36. Cancel. Divided by 4, that's equal to 9. So, area here is equal to 9 square root of 3 units. Okay? How about number 2? What is the height of a triangle with area 144 units squared and a base of 24 units? Actually, madali lang to. Area is equal to 1/2 base times height. Given tayo ng base, given tayo ng area, hinahanap natin yung height. Okay, so the height is equal to 2 times the area over base, correct? So 2 times 144 over 24. Cancel. 12. 144 divided by 12, that's equal to 12. So, ang sagot dito sa number 2 is height is equal to 12 units. Okay. Find the area and perimeter of an isosceles right triangle with a hypotenuse equal to 5 square root of 2 meters. So, meron tayo. Kita pa ba? Okay, kita pa naman. Equal. Hypotenuse daw is 5 square root of 2. So, remember guys, ang ating hypotenuse is equal to x square root of 2. Or leg square root of 2. So, to get the length of the leg, 5 square root of 2, x square root of 2, x is equal to 5. Okay? This is 5. This is, 5. Now, ang kailangan natin, okay, unahin natin yung perimeter kasi meron na tayo lahat ng side length. So perimeter here, P is equal to 10 plus 5 square root of 2 meters. Okay? Di mo naman na yan ma-add. Correct? Well, pwede. Gawin mo siyang 100 square root of 100 plus, actually hindi. Wala lang sense. Okay? So, that's our perimeter. Now, how do we solve for the area? So, to solve for the area, we need the height. Yung height dito, okay, this is 90 degrees. So, ito magiging 45 degrees. Ito magiging 45 degrees. So, kumbaga, meron kang, anong meron ka dyan? Meron kang isosceles na, meron kang isosceles right triangle dito. Half nito would equal to the height. So, anong height natin dito? That would be 5 square root of 2 hypotenuse over 2. Correct? So, area natin is 1/2 base 5 square root of 2 times height 5 square root of 2 over 2. Nakita pa ba? 1/4 5, multiply ko na to. 5 times 5, 25. Square root of 2 times square root of 2, that's equal to 2. Cancel yung 2. Iwan tayo with 25 over 2. Okay? Any questions here? Type F if no questions. Okay, good. Tatapusin, ang next topic dito would be quadrilaterals. Mas maikli yung quadrilaterals, relatively. Yeah, actually, mas maikli siya. Quadrilaterals, so, kaya ng isang session. And then, hindi ko alam kung mag-mock exam na ba ako or mag-volume, etc. tayo. Sige. 2 more sessions ng geometry. Sorry guys, ang dami nangyari sa bahay with the dogs. That's why may na-skip ata ako na 2 Saturdays. Anyway, we will end it here. 2 more sessions, then mock exam on geometry. Then we will continue with algebra. So, review lang kayo ng... okay. So, may nagtanong, paano nakuha yung height for this one? Okay, I'm gonna erase everything para mas clear. So for this problem, ang given lang tayo is the hypotenuse. Pero, alam natin na, okay, sorry. Pangit ng drawing, pero right triangle yan. Hypotenuse daw is 5 square root of 2. Okay, yan lang yung given tayo. But we also know na isosceles right triangle siya. Isosceles right triangle, ibig sabihin you have 90 degrees and then dalawang 45 degrees. Okay? Yung side length dito is 5. Alam naman kung paano nakuha yon. Kasi pag meron tayong 45, 45, 90, ang side length is x square root of 2. So this is 5 square root of 2. So ibig sabihin ito ay 5, 5. Okay? Now to get the height. Ganyan yan, di ba? Height should be 90 degrees dito. Okay? So, since we know na 45 degrees ito, ibig sabihin, hinati niya ito into, okay, meron ka ulit ditong, imagine nyo ba, this one, itong part na to, is an isosceles right triangle. Pero this time, ito yung 90 degrees mo, ito yung hypotenuse mo. Okay? And guys, take note, hindi ko ata na-mention. But the altitude of an isosceles triangle would always bisect itong nasa taas and yung nasa base. Kahit hindi siya right triangle, guys, basta isosceles, yung altitude niya sa vertex angle, this is the vertex angle, yung non-equal, yung hindi congruent na angle, these are your base angles, vertex angle, yung altitude niyo dyan would bisect the vertex angle and at the same time yung base. Okay? So, ibig sabihin ito is half of the whole hypotenuse. So, we have here 5 square root of 2 over 2 kasi half nga nito. So, we know na 45 degrees to, right? Kasi kinuha lang natin yan from here. So, ibig sabihin ito is 45 din. So, ibig sabihin itong half na to is equal dito sa height or sa leg na to. Okay, which is yung height natin dito. Okay, kaya nakuha yung height, congruent lang silang dalawa. Height is equal to 5 square root of 2 over 2. Okay, nakuha ba? Sa nagtanong na dalawa, kung paano kinuha yung height?
Ma'am, kapag hindi po nag-gets yan, paano po i-derive?
Ito yung derivation niya actually. Kasi yung kailangan nyo dito, okay lang, hindi ko lang magawan kasi ng timer, pero I think kailangan kong gumawa ng mas nakalatag na lectures on triangles para nagigets ng lahat. Yung idea kasi dito is dapat alam nyo na if you have an isosceles, okay, yung altitude niya sa vertex angle, ang ibig sabihin ng vertex angle, if ito yung equal na angles mo, ito yung vertex angle mo. Yung altitude niya dyan, always niya binabisect yung vertex angle. Okay? So, meron kang congruent dyan. And then, binabisect niya rin ito. Okay? So, actually, ito na mismo yung derivation niya. Kasi dito, ang given lang talaga is itong hypotenuse and that isosceles right triangle siya. So, ito na actually yung derivation niya. May iba bang nakakuha ng mas maikling solution dito? Paano ba? Wala eh. Kasi yung main idea dito is that isosceles siya. So, yung altitude niya dito sa vertex angle, okay? Or yung altitude niya sa hypotenuse rather, would divide the hypotenuse into 2 and then pati itong angle mahahati din. So, kaya mo alam, kaya natin na-conclude na magkakaroon tayo ulit ng another isosceles right triangle dito. So, I know medyo info overload kasi ang geometry and then ang dami mo kailangan alalahanin.
Ma'am?
So,
Ma'am? Kapag hinati po ba yung isosceles, isosceles pa rin po yung nahati?
Hindi. Nag-a-apply lang siya for isosceles right triangle. Na yung mapo-form mo is isosceles din. Pero, sa lahat ng isosceles, nag-a-apply na nahahati niya to. Yung So, let's say, meron kang ganito, tapos ito is 6. Pag given ka na isosceles siya, pag kunin mo yung height dito, mahati talaga to sa 3 and 3. Okay? Pero since hindi tayo sure kung right ito, hindi siya given na isosceles itong side. Kaya lang siya naging isosceles kasi right triangle din siya. Nakuha ba? I know, sobrang info overload ng geometry and then kapag nagsosolve kasi hindi lang siya parang ito area, hindi lang area na topic to. Like you have to know yung isosceles and then yung altitude. Sige, mag-solve lang tayo na mag-solve sa mock exam. Pero hindi ko alam kung may mga problems as in ganito na ito lang talaga yung given. Pero nung tinitingnan ko yung mga mock exams, parang hindi naman ganito kahirap. Or yun lang yung nakuha akong mga free mock exam. Pero tingnan natin, magma-mock exam naman tayo based sa mga upcut reviewers. So, yun lang. May questions pa ba? None? Okay. Wala nang questions, ha? I know, info overload yung geometry, pero, yeah. Minsan kailangan lang talaga may nag-explain. Try nyo mag-group study kayo, mag-friends, kahit nag-usap lang kayo. It works sa akin. So, depends sa inyo. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. Ang tagal pala natin, 5 o'clock na. Okay. Happy weekend. Bye. End ko na.